Hello and welcome back to Factorio and Space Exploration with Krastorio 2. So we're still going to be working towards that production science. It's time that we start loading up on things that we might need, because we're going to need to send another delivery here soon. Let's send another rocket here. Also, I realized last episode that I was making a mistake here with the lithium, and that I actually incorrectly calculated the ratio. If we take a look here, we can see that we have a bit of a leftover lithium chloride here. So technically, this here would be supporting 27, and we're now or 27. Apparently my head is in somewhere today. So anyway, 72 my split on 24 is 3. So what we are gonna do is we're gonna take this, like so. Gonna go here and put the lithium in. And then what I will do instead is put 5 of these here. And we'll be flare stacking the chlorine over here instead. So we can remove that. I don't even think we need this or that then. And then we'll make lithium here. Oop. We'll have... I don't think we'll have 2 per here. We'll just have this. That's fine. It doesn't actually matter that much. So we'll remove this. And we'll also remove that. We'll take this here. Like so. And we'll have an input. The belt will go here. The water pipes will go here. Like so. We'll do that. Connect it. Easy peasy. Oh no, I kinda hate that. Okay, we'll do this. That's fine. Okay, and then we need to find the flare stack that I sent. I definitely sent that back to base. We'll do that. I shouldn't have trashed it. I'm sorry. We discovered a new moon called Prism, which has biters on it, and a lot of cryonite and iron ore, to be fair. Okay, interesting. So this should now even out. Yes, this is gonna even out. We're gonna have a little bit of leftover hydrogen and chlorine, but it's fine. So there's potential for this build to keep growing a lot. And I can even put some speed modules in here to make sure that we, you know, consume all of this good stuff here. Honestly, I might just do this. We have a slight overconsumption here, which means that we'll always be able to empty this belt even if it stacks up a bit. I'm content with that. Okay, so now we've fixed that. We have a couple of other things to work on. So let's take a look here at Ogun. You do have a little bit of that, you have a little bit of that, but you definitely need explosives. So we're gonna need to keep this going. All right, that has stacked up quite significantly. Let's maybe do 5 instead. I don't want that to just stack up there forever, you know. I'm gonna send one more and then we're done. I don't think I have another casting machine. How much is this eating again? This is eating 600. Yeah, okay. So we'll do this. We're gonna make a little bit more ingots than before. Which is fine. We are not gonna have enough molten iron to really do this, but oh, we're only using 10 per minute of pyroflux. That's not a lot. You know, I'm kind of tempted to just do like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm just really tempted to do this. Because this here ain't gonna be working that hard, let's be honest. And having 18% productivity on this would be kind of nice. Okay. We're gonna work on a couple of things here in the meantime. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put this in here. Because I want to see how much we have. Okay, at least this is quick. We don't have a lot. The power on Ogun is a huge problem right now. Actually, I wanted to find out something here. We can send uranium in a delivery cannon. Can I make what's the recipe for making nuclear fuel? Okay. Let's see what the schedule for this guy is. He's gonna leave in a second here. With a decent amount of ammo. This seems to be working kind of hard. Okay, I got distracted. Let's take a look at uranium. Nuclear fuel. Which is where exactly? Okay, it's called a uranium fuel cell. I don't know. Can we send all of these? That's the question. But we also need a lot of water, so this would not be viable here, for example. It would be viable here with nuclear power. Yeah, we probably need this is technically an optimization science pack, which needs space research data, which needs immersite and immersium plate. This doesn't seem too difficult, really. We need a quarry miner for that. Pretty sure Dracat has immersite as well, yes. Which is probably the best bet that we have right now. Of that. Okay, 100. Did you stop sending again? I just want to see here what we're lacking. No, you're pretty fine, actually. You are pretty fine. Do we have any more? Or is it a power problem? I should have brought way more solar panels there. I'll be honest. What we're probably gonna do is send another one of these. Let's request these cards. So if we look in orbit, we have a couple of basic left. I don't think we'll be using any of those. Red, green, completely out. Military, we have a lot. Blue, almost out. Yellow, almost out. So we'll be sending this up here. We have discovered another moon with no notable resources at all. I find that interesting. Okay, let's take a look at your schedule again. Okay, you are kind of scheduled to stay there for a bit. I'm gonna clean this out now. There we go. This is definitely the weakest part of our defenses right now. And I would like to start building the rail around here so we can start building the wall that's going down here. So we need to recycle. Okay, that's all dead. This will be dead as well. Boom. Okay, you are just pretty slow. But it's fine. We're waiting on some other stuff here, yeah? Okay, yeah, they're coming from the end of the universe here to fill my inventory up. Okay, did you really just fucking leave? Okay. Great. And we're gonna have this soon as well. Okay, so what else did we need for the production science? So we did fix productivity modules. We have a bunch of those. We're gonna need a third of that, so we're gonna need a couple of hundred at least. Which means I should probably do this to be safe. So that can work for a bit. We need to double check on our uranium up here. It turns out I'm also retarded. Double retarded, apparently. Because this is not even connected. But we were not requesting from buffer chests, and I'm pretty convinced this is in a buffer chest, yes. Great, great stuff. So uranium should be sorted. Iron and vulcanite kinda sorted. Lithium definitely sorted. Should I have gone with that for Ogun? Yeah, I should. I should have just gone coal and been like, okay, we're gonna do that. That would have been the smart money. We can just burn that directly, right? Okay, so train is back. Let's make sure we hit these. We hit that. This, that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe 5. Just to make sure. This guy needs to go as well. Thank you. Perfect. So we are about to hit 70% pollution. I'm not a huge fan of that. I'll be honest. I don't know anything about when these guys will start arriving. We're probably looking at 80 or 90% at least. But they are gonna be very rough to deal with. Right, you didn't kill these. Please kill those as well. Okay, let's double check that we have enough roboports. I would say kinda. I would say maybe we'll get a couple more here. And we can upgrade those as well. Okay, are you guys probably gonna kill you with this? Yeah. Okay, let's double check around here, yeah. Nothing hostile going on here. Perfect. So let's bring out the blueprint. We'll do this one first. Actually, we don't have trash unrequested on. Put this in here. Perfect. We're gonna start removing this wall first. We'll just do this. We are just full sending this. It's so much easier to just destroy this when I'm here. And then we'll let the bots build the other stuff, easy peasy. Oh, this marks the end of an era. This has been the most attacked part of the wall for a very, very long time. Let's just mark this up. I'm too lazy to wait for all of that. Let's do that. Let's do this and that. Let's go up here. Maybe I should have charged my bolts first, yeah. Just gonna grab them. Okay, did you just queue up everything? Every single item you are... is that actually possible? I'm confused, but... okay. Whatever, dude. So let's grab this. Not a big fan of that. But let's start building that out. Okay, and then the straight line. That will go all the way here then. And then if we put down this, and I'll be honest, I think we just do that. We completely dodge like we don't build that, we don't build that. We'll not build that either. So that saves a little bit of the hassle of building a wall here. And you are now ready to do that. So we're gonna do a bit of deconstruction here as well. Okay, I'm really, really confused right now. Why are you not doing anything? Oh no, we're out of fuel again. I'm stupid. Okay. Okay. We can make this. And we will make this. We'll make it right now. ICBA with this anymore. I don't know if I can hold this in my inventory. Okay, not really. Not really. Okay. Okay. Let's make a thing here with our very nice blueprint book. Let's make it here, for example. Put this down here, put that in there, put 2 of this in here. Easy peasy. Okay. Can I get some fuel, please? I should have some on the way. I don't wanna move because it's gonna take that away from me, I think. Let's place this down. You are obviously not a thing. Passive provider strongbox. Okay. And then we can make sure that we place these here. I did say we needed a couple more of these roboports, yeah? Remove this. And that. Okay, perfect. Right, that actually doesn't really connect. So we're also gonna need these, you know? Because this here doesn't connect. Okay. And this should now be having a couple of that picked up. Cool. I don't know why we have stone there, but sure. And our power is very much struggling still. Okay. Let's go back to the main base. Let's see if we have built any of this yet. No, but you're kind of close. And this here is working quite well. And we have a core seam right in the middle of where we probably want the station to unload. Although I'm wondering. I'm wondering. But I probably want to do this just to have the blueprintable thing. Okay. Let's take these out. Let's take one of this. Put that in. This is a big personal battery. I can probably make one more. And we'll put that in. Okay, so this is at least gonna work without any silly nonsense to run out of later. Things like fuel. Who would even think of stuff like that, you know? Definitely not me. At least we're improving our suit equipment over time quite well. And you are probably delivering ammo somewhere. Okay, and that means power is going out from this. Gonna leech off the actual grid instead. Have to be careful here so we don't mess up the thing. Okay. Now this does work a little bit faster. Let's double check Ogun. You are out of explosives and maybe you want a couple of copper plates as well. Probably not more than that though. But explosives you definitely could use a couple extra. I really don't need to go there. We'll just turn that off for now. How are we doing with the ingots though? Okay, we're about halfway there. We about halfway there. It's just a matter of time spent doing that. And I don't really have a good way of fixing it either because we still need to send like 1200 vulcanite on top of the ingots, which is a pretty big investment. Okay, and you are kind of doing your thing. Ish. Let's keep going here. And I don't think pollution... No, pollution doesn't reach anything down here. We can very safely just keep deconstructing this. Very safely. And ammo is looking real good. We actually brought 800. So this western wall is probably finishing up right now as well. I don't need this, that, or these. Boom. Okay, and then the hard part comes from having to deconstruct this. This is gonna be a lot to deconstruct, yeah. Perfect. And we'll just deconstruct all of that. And also this. Okay. This is going to be a massive undertaking, yo. I mean, we'll do this one as well. And I'm so happy that the bots are working really well now. My personal construction bots are absolutely freaking amazing. These, they need some help still, but it's gotten a lot better. I mean, we're getting there. I'm sipping some coffee in the meantime. Very nice. This is kind of working. We haven't had a proper power outage for a bit, which is great. That's gonna be pretty massive as well. We're gonna have to help them with the wall deconstruction. Otherwise, that's gonna take ages. Okay. Perfect. The reason I want to do this is so I'll have a blueprint that I can use later, you know? Okay, we are filling up our inventory. We can send the ammo. Oop. There we go. Frees up a little bit of space. Okay, these bots are very confused. This is still too much of a distance to cover for them. I'm hoping with a bit more speed, they're gonna be able to cover it really well. But, you know, we'll see. We'll do this. That's fine. And then we'll do this as well. And that. I should have probably done this from the start. But, yeah. Okay, I actually don't have any more room here. Let's try to send a couple of these things in here. And let's go back in to the base, kind of. So I want to unload this, and then we're going to go construct some new things. So we need to have another angle here for that. Perfect. And I don't think I can build over this. If I was to take like this part, yeah. Maybe not that part, but like if I take this and I go here. Okay, I can do that actually. So that's automatically gonna be putting a thing there, which is convenient. And then we'll do that. This wall is a little bit unnecessary, but I really want to make sure that we have this thing here. I'm gonna manually have to construct that, but it's fine. Okay, we have a lot of ammo, so I'm gonna be moving closer to the ammo depot. So we can do that quickly. Okay. How are we doing with parts? We're doing really okay with parts. We have another 2K. You know what? I'm really tempted to do this. Really, really tempted to do this. Okay, so these roboports in the middle, they will really help with this. Once we have a fully built one, I'm gonna take a blueprint of that and put into the book as well. And I'll take one from here as well, down here. It's like having that will absolutely freaking help. So what else do we really need to send to our very friendly neighborhood orbit? We don't have that much rocket fuel. We have a bunch of stone. We have a bunch of blue circuits. So rocket fuel, apparently. Let's do that. Let's take all the rocket fuel. Put that in. We also need... We need to make a bunch of belts. 900 motors. We're out of low density structures. We have a decent amount. Put that in. Kinda nice. Two small motors for... Yeah, so it's one motor per belt. So you can make 900-ish. Well, we don't have any, so I'm not gonna send any. That was easy to decide, I guess. So belt is fine. We're kinda out of cryonite rods. Not super relevant right now. Do we have any cryonite rods stacked up? No. No, we do not. What is Draket missing? You're missing explosives. Big surprise there. I can't wait until we can automate this away. But we need to have very, very stable power for that. Which I found out. Because these signal transmitters, they are very power. I think it's 10 megawatts per signal. Oh, we don't have enough yellow cards, really. It's fine. We'll do that. We'll unrequest that. We'll send all of that in there as well. We have a decently loaded thing to send. What about barrels? We're kind of out of water. Well, let's do that. Let's take 200 water barrels. Let's take 200 lubricant barrels. Oh, these poor guys are gonna have to chase me through the whole base. So we'll send that as well. Anything else that I really need? We have a bunch of those. Boop, boop, boop. I don't really have... Right, I kind of need big electric motor. I'll take a couple of those. I'm gonna have to revise my motor production very heavily soon. We probably had... We had a lot of these. How many of the data storage things do we have? Okay, we have 1.3k saved up. Blank data cards. We don't have many blank data cards, do we? No, we're out of blank data cards. They're made from advanced circuits, copper, and polished data. We could actually send a bit of copper. I'll be honest. To have that. Okay. We're not sending this to Ogun, we're sending it to Novice Orbit and Novice Orbit landing pad. We're taking this, we're plopping that in there. We'll send it. Let's go. Okay. So back to the task at hand. Back to the task at hand. We're gonna have to take a look at this. Probably this whole thing here needs to go, yeah? Yeah. Pretty sure this is where we need to be, yeah? No. And then we need to... We need to mirror this, kinda. Right? If I take this... This should fit right in here, yeah? But then this here needs to go. Okay, yeah, I'm getting an idea on how I want this to fit together, yeah? And then we can probably steal this part, for example, and plop that in there. Yeah, no. We steal this part. Is that... That's not how we made that fit together, yeah? I think we can do that, yeah? And somehow I need to make this fit together. That is gonna be the hard part here. Can we remove this, maybe? So it's bothering me that it's still here. I think all the construction bots are very busy. Somehow we ended up with too many in the network. But we'll be fine. So all I really need to do here is this. Okay, this is gonna look a little bit fucked, I think. But this here is what we'll do. That's gonna be it, yeah. We're gonna need that there. Yeah, no, this ain't gonna be it. Okay. Let's take this away again. I did not really like that at all. So there's a problem. There's a problem here somewhere. I'm pretty sure this is in the middle, yeah? Yeah. Or not. That's now 5, and I don't know. Okay, that's now in the middle. That could be there. Right. Because this is 3. Let's do this, that, this, and then this, and then it should connect. And that should also be fine. Okay. This was a bit easier than I thought it would be, but you know, we're gonna see once the ammo starts flowing here that it actually does its thing. Destination stop is full. Interesting. So I can't do this? Is that it? Oh, whatever. I had a thought about that so it would be more efficient and it could go to more than one station before returning. But yeah, that doesn't seem to work at all. Let's make sure we use our construction supplies before we leave. It's a juicy forest there to burn down, but I don't think any pollution is gonna hit that anytime soon. It's fine. Honestly, I wish there was an option I could select in these that would only like deconstruct things that were in actual Roboport coverage. Because I would like to just select all of this and clean up the trees and everything. But that ain't possible. Well, we're back to doing science at least. Which is great. And all the ammo supplies stops are completely done. And we probably have a decent amount stored up now. No, we do, actually. And I still have a little bit in my inventory. What are you missing? No, you're not missing much. Okay. And then the next circle or octagon that we're going to be doing is this one. So we'll have a nice square here. And this is the last laser tech that we queued up. Oh, speaking of, I probably wasn't paying attention. How many of these did we make? 3. It's not the end of the world. But it wasn't great. Probably want to go back to making blank data cards for a bit. So we kind of need them. we'll have a couple more. We do have some machine learning data, though. Why are we not getting any belts? Well, I did do this manually before, but let's not do that. I kind of wanted to save on the lubricant, but I don't care anymore. This should self-fix. Okay, let's take a look at our ingot situation. We have 578 with 300 vulcanite. I am guessing you need to be resupplied. Copper and explosives again. Let's turn that on. Definitely need maybe one more salvo of that. Okay. I'm gonna take a little bit of a pause here and wait for a bit more vulcanite, and we'll see what we do going forward. So be right back. Okay, and I'm back. So it's taking quite a long time to stack up the vulcanite and stuff that we need. But we have another problem that we're gonna solve. So coal is really running on the last breath here. There's a little bit here still. But let's be honest, this ain't gonna last for very long. Let's put these here. And let's do that. Put that there. So we're gonna need a new source of coal. Now, we do have a little bit here. We do have a little bit here. I think, let's check out our resource highlighter, that this is the two accessible things that we have. We have a little bit here as well, but I'm going to leave that for now. This is the best opportunity we have to get coal, right? So I also made some blueprints here. I've made a station blueprint based on this here. Gonna double check. This, I think. I'd like it to generate a new name. And then I also made a blueprint of this and of the other one. So we can now make these crosses here very easily. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna take this, we're gonna try and place one here, and I'm gonna see what is your name exactly? It looks like you didn't get a name at all, which is interesting. So let's take this here and plop this down as well. Oh, this active provider chest. Is that still here? It is. Okay. Let's grab this, remove that. Also remove the loader, because we should probably not be putting that one out either. So these two can go. That can go. That should be fine. Okay. Perfect. Let's make sure we load this up. We're gonna take the blueprint of the miners that we have here. We'll take this. Boom. We'll be adding these very nicely. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna snap to grid. But we are going to be relative grid instead. I think that pretty much covers it. So what we want to do here is we want to make sure we have these coming out at some reasonable area. Like so. I'll be putting this in here. Like so. There we go. So we'll do one more here. Then we'll do one of these. We'll do a thing here. Is it here? Yes, it is. And we'll take that there. You can connect it as well. Obviously, not really gonna have enough miners for this. Okay, so you are getting a random kind of name. So this will then be... I'm gonna use my my normal standard of this. This will be a station that provides coal. You'll have a train limit of 1. You will then be requesting coal, and you'll have a train limit of 1. Trains. I don't know if that looks connected or not, but I suppose. we'll construct that there. We are going to clean up the forest around this area. I'm gonna have to find my balancer blueprint book sometime again, because I'm too lazy to create balancers from scratch. I have not learned how to do that properly. And I'm gonna need some bigger balancers here when we're doing 3/8 trains again. Okay, so let's drag this somewhere there, probably. And then we're gonna have to unload this in some reasonable manner. And, you know, get it down here. So we get a full belt. Full belt back. It's gonna be problematic here because these are gonna get fuel sent to them as well, I think. The vulcanite process is very, very slow. You know, I'm considering just putting 24% productivity in here. Just because I can. Okay. Let's remove these. We don't need them. We don't have beacons yet. Yeah, because that's one of the things that we're working towards. I was thinking about something. Yeah, let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make 4. So I think this is probably worth the power hit. I'm guessing. I thought we'd have more of this than I realized. But the power draw here is going to be significant. Okay. The speed is still kind of good. So this should be a pretty big win. If we do this, but we do that, I want to see the difference here. We're going to do 178 per minute, roughly, for 288 vulcanite. Not too bad, not too bad. Where the hell did you go? Bro. Man. Okay. That's gonna have to be a train limit, my guy. So you're gonna go to provider, full cargo, requester, empty cargo for now. Can you go here and then go back? That would be great. I should have seen that coming. Really. Oh, and this can, in fact, deadlock because of reasons. That's also good to know. We're gonna put that there. We're gonna put that there. And we're gonna put a chain signal there. That can absolutely deadlock. That's good to know. That is good to know. This design is gonna have to be improved upon. Let's see, these construction bots are on the way, kind of. So this is this 1/3? 360 times 2 is gonna be 720. So this is a 50% ratio. And this is like 288 times 0. This is gonna be 0.6. A little bit more. So we're gonna be using, instead of half, we're gonna be getting 60% out of it. Which seems significant enough. Okay, so you have indeed managed to get out. You are landing properly. We'll do that. I don't care that much. Okay, let's do straight in. Straight in there. Straight in there. And straight in there. This is indeed not connected because of reasons. Let's build around this because we can. We also don't have enough efficiency modules to really support this. Is it 10% pollution? Yeah, it's 10% pollution. We'll eventually fix that. Okay, right. Let's make sure we have the signaling here to do this, you know. So what did I do here? That's right. So that's chain signal here. That's fine. So they'll be building that up very soon. And this is going to be a lot of coal, I think. Now we spiked from 9 to 15. This is a lot of extra miners that we didn't have before. But it's 4 million coal, you know. We should also be tapping this one here. Pretty easy to do. So we'll be able to gradually just add that into this mix. I'd like to have an 8 to 8 balancer as well, because then I could do this way more reasonably instead of using these here. Could add a lot more inputs like this one, for example. But it's going to be 4 full belts, so this is going to be like 4,000 a minute-ish, 3,600 per minute, but still. So that is kinda done. And then once it goes up here, we'll make some stupid shenanigans to make this work, but I'd like to fill the train up first. And then we can send it on the way, and then we can unload it. So this is gonna... I can remove this. Do I have any... I'll make a couple of these manually. And we'll put them in... like this. I'm gonna need... and then 3. Okay, that's fine. Does this add pollution? It does add 6% pollution per module. Interesting. So we're just gonna get these. This is gonna pollute a not insignificant amount as well. So we're almost halfway. To be honest, we could use a fake splitter down here. We could use a warehouse. That's one way to kind of cheat the system here. Okay, how are we doing with ammo? Probably not well, since steel is completely dependent on us having coal. Yeah, we're not doing well with that. Okay. Because I'm guessing steel is 100% dead at this point. Yeah, this coal is. The hell? What the fuck did I do here anyway? I don't even want to know the fuck that was. I'm sure there was a use for it. Way, way, way back. Okay. So we have that going. Let us go up here maybe make... No. Gonna have to get steel in here. Steel needs to go into my inventory. A bit. So we can make a warehouse. These are already queued up. We'll figure something out up here. The train should be kind of leaving soon. It's gonna be full very, very soon. Very, very soon. Okay. Can start by adding these. We're probably gonna need a couple more here, but you are about to be full. At which point you gladly leave. And you're gonna go up here and into this station here. And this train has 16k. Let's see if we can do... This is not the most efficient thing ever. Whoops. That goes there. And that goes there. We'll just take this and put these in there as well. Let's make 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we might have those already coming, but it's fine. And then we'll make a little bit of a thing. This is gonna be enabled when coal is less than 2k. Because this has 500 storage slots. Yeah, so that's gonna be able to hold a full train plus 2,000, which would be 27. No, sorry. 16 plus 2 is 18, right? So it's more than enough. So let's get this unloaded. Boom. Wait, that's actually not... Is that gonna be there? Interesting. Okay. And then we'll take a belt out. We're just gonna drag this down to keep feeding our very nice coal lane here somewhere. This comes in fairly well here. So whenever this has run out, which it will in not very long, then we can just be happy that we have coal in the base still. The fuck? Man. Okay. We'll take that. It's fine. So we could have done something similar here. I'll probably just design a loading station soon that we can stamp out. That has a warehouse. We don't build any warehouses. Let's fix that. Do that. I'll do this as well. So we have this to keep going with. I'm gonna have to try and make it a bit more compact, I think. But the idea is sound, at least. The idea is sound. Okay. Cool. And this should be empty very soon. I'll help it out with that. So we can see that this works really well. It can just go that way. And I think you're going to go down here again and just go in here. Yeah. I mean, this works pretty well without having any roundabouts. I think I'm going to be pretty happy with how this works. I'll be honest. Okay, so coal train is fixed. And we have 1k left here. We're consuming this kind of quickly. It's 228 per minute, so it's going to take like 5 minutes and then that's going to be gone. Okay. Ogun, how you doing? You need a bit more explosives, a bit more copper. Send one more, maybe? Power is such a problem. Let's get a couple of these out of the way. Because we have the cards to do it. But I think this is going to be the end of this episode. We've gotten a lot of work done. Coal is fixed. This is going. We are almost at the point where we have enough ingots. Vulcanite is getting there, but we're only halfway. Once the ingots stop, it's going to go a bit faster. We have enough lithium. So, and I'm pretty sure we have enough uranium. We're going to need about 1,000 uranium. We have 2.2k. So the only thing that we're really realistically waiting for is vulcanite blocks. And then we have the ability to make this science. And we'll finally be able to do nuclear power next episode, which I'm really, really excited for. Anyway, if you like this content, consider subscribing to my channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching and have a really nice day.